Okay, whew, okay, like, whew, shit. I'm one clumsy little son of a gun. Let me see how many people. I do got things to do now. All right. All right, one more person, and I'm starting. Oh, okay, cool. So, hey, what's up? Red Cup Chronicles with your host, Jay Lavonne. Took a little week off, but, I'm back in effect. So, last episode was Marvin Gaye was going on discussing the school shootings and how it impact our communities and what we could somewhat try to do to make things better. So, about these school shootings, is everything has gone too far, and somebody need to really check people's heads in order for people to get guns. I think people need to check heads for almost anything nowadays because so much has been linked to mental illness, or they try to use mental illness as an excuse. So this week is gender replay, and sometimes I often wonder, all the stuff that's going on with the rape cases and allegations, whatever, what if it was happening with men? So, first example, red cup, right? First example is the cat calls. So, 1955, anybody would know with this whole thing when Emmett Till, not Smith, Till, Till, was whistling at a white woman, cat calling her. He didn't know no better because he's from the north and he was at the south at the time visiting his relatives. So they killed him and did a bunch of horrible things. So, alright, so if men get that much consequence for catcalling women in the first place, Emmett Till was my prime example. What if men start getting us in trouble for saying, "Hey, little daddy, how you doing?" What if we start screaming, "Hey, little daddy," and men's like, "You know what, I really don't like it when you call me little daddy. I'm not little and I'm not your father. Hey, Cam." And it's like, what if the consequences that men have these days relies on women? So with the rape allegations, whenever a woman wears something revealing, and she gets raped or something happened with her, or she even gets sexually assaulted, they always say she wanted. She wanted it. She knew what she was doing when she was wearing these type clothes. And no woman should have to subject to anything because of what she wears, first and foremost. So let's go flip this over to the men. What if men start calling sexual harassment? If we start looking at sweatpants like, "Hey, you know you was doing when you were in the sweatpants. What you doing with the sweatpants on, little baby? How you doing?" Real cup, right? So, what if men start saying, "You know what? I'm not going to wear these sweatpants because it's going to have me being sexually assaulted. I'm going to get unwanted looks from women if I wear these gray sweatpants. I don't want women to look at my junk. I don't want women to look at me in that way. I just want to be known for my mind." What if men start doing that? And I'm trying to keep a straight face. So with this whole thing with Me Too, with the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, where all the women saying Me Too in junction with sexual harassment, sexual assault within the entertainment industry. What if men start saying, "You know what, Me Too. I don't like when women do these things to me. I don't like when women just walk up and touch me in unwanted places. I don't like when women just touch my pecs, whatever, to compliment my exercise." What if men start doing the same things women were doing? Will it be so much of a double standard, or are we going to say that they're wrong for feeling the way they do? Because there's a lot of double standard going on, and I'm not saying women have it too easy, because no, women don't. Women still get paid lower than a man. But for so many people trying to talk about equality, we show inequality amongst each other, amongst race, amongst gender, amongst classes, amongst religion. And some of that stuff we had to calm down. We have a president that said, "Grab her by the pussy." What if women just saying, "Grab him by the dick"? Will it be wanted? Will a man want any woman touching his junk, or just the cute women? Because I guarantee you, women, we want men touching us only if it's permitted. I don't believe that it's like, just like how women get icky about men trying to touch her, I pretty much believe men get icky only if the woman is ugly. If the woman is pretty, it's like, hey, touch me. Make me feel good, boost my ego up. And it's all understandable. And what if women start going to jail over rape choices? Right now, Bill Cosby is at trial for raping over 40 women. And in some way, I'm not going to say what I think, but why is that you wait 40 years just to say you were raped by Bill Cosby? Red Cup, right? On the flip hand side, you have women who get lighter sentences for sexually assaulting little boys who were once their students and whatnot. Matter of fact, Mary Kay Letourneau, she married her student. Her student is my age, and she's like 50, 60 years old. She waited for him. When she got out of jail, they waited for each other. Now, what if women start going to jail more for touching these little boys? Instead of men say, yeah, older woman touch you. What if they start teaching little boys, look, if a grown woman touch you, that is not right at all. That is not right for a woman to touch you if you don't want to be touched. Like the Luke University stripper, she lied on them. She claimed that she was raped. Nothing was ever happened to her for lying on these young men whose futures could have been ruined. Just because she wanted sympathy being around a bunch of rich boys. What if she went to jail for some odd years for lying on him? I guarantee you, if a man lied on a woman raping, he's going straight to jail. If a man does anything, he goes straight to jail. So where's the equality there? You know, you always scream feminism. What did he start screaming? Masculinity. Just saying. Wreck up, right? And like from my personal experience. Now, I'm going to tell some personal experience. So when I was 16, I was dating this early 20-year-old guy. I was one of those 16-year-olds that actually told her real age, but what if I really reported that and that 22-year-old went to jail for dealing with me? Although I did tell my age and it was consented, but nowadays they go to jail for touching little girls or touching young girls. And some of these young girls, I'm not going to say that they want it because they don't want it. They were probably misguided and they want to be around more grown men than little boys because they were taught that grown men could do better than a boy her age. Another experience. What if I was talking to some little 15-year-old little boy and I was 18 and his dad was like, yeah, you got your 18-year-old. Get that boy. Now, the mom may report me and I may have to go to jail, but I could get a lighter sentence. Either way, it's not fair at all. And I would talk to my male friends about how old were you when you lost your virginity. One was 11 to an 18-year-old girl. I was like, okay, as an 18-year-old girl, what would you want with an 11-year-old little boy? Not only is he not developed, he's not even developing body parts in general. So why would an 18-year-old girl want to mess with an 11-year-old little boy? Why? Why and why? And there's some male friends that I've had that were under 10 who virginity were lost. And I was like, any age under like 12 or 13 with young men losing their virginities, why didn't somebody tell them that they were sexually raped? Why? Because if a girl lost her virginity before 12, oh, that's rape all over because girls are supposed to be delicate and boys just supposed to just take it. No, just like how a woman don't want attention from an ugly dude, no man should want attention from an ugly ass broad too. And like I say, men, I only heard like one or two male friends of mine who lost their virginity at an age where they were mature, they knew what was going on. And most of the boys I've asked, it was under 12 or 13. But people don't bother to tell them that they were sexually assaulted. Why? Because men just supposed to just take it. Women were inclined to cry, it gets sensitive, but men, they're not supposed to cry. They're not supposed to be sensitive. They're not supposed to be in touch with their feelings. Is it right? No. And that's why you have so many broken men because they're not taught to express their feelings. They're not taught to say, hey, I don't like this. This makes me cry. Now, on the other hand, on a contradictory flip point, you have more men are being way more effeminate, and you have women being masculine. So, where this reason I call this gender replay, because you always have to play stuff from one gender to another. Like I say, when I was 16, I was talking to a 22-year-old, and he could have got for statutory rape. But if I'm 18, talking to a 15-year-old, the dad was like, yeah, you got yourself an older woman. Yeah, get that little box, little boy. Get that little box. Ooh, my boy becoming a man. He's not a man. At 15 years old, he's not a man. He's just a child being rushed into grown choices. And there's a lot of these men out there, black, white, whatever, are being thrown into grown choices at an early age. And that's why there are so many little boys, or still little boys, trapped in grown men bodies. After all, they did say that women develop faster, right? These days, there are a lot more women acting like little girls, and a lot more little girls acting like women. Facts, right? Got my red cup. So, with that being said, we have to be careful of what we're teaching our children as they grow up, what helps their minds develop correctly so they could go off to college and do better than our generation. Me, personally, I never really found 18-year-old. It was one time I went to his college dance. This boy, he looked nice, and we checked each other out, but I was 25. I was never going to take him home. Hey, Joe, never going to take that 19-year-old little boy home. And like days after that, he friended me out on Facebook because he wanted to mess around. I was I ain't going to say why, but you get the drift if you're a woman. Matter of fact, the last time I really messed with someone that was 21 when I just turned 30. And messing with a 21-year-old little boy these days is like messing with an 18-year-old. So if I did not find 18-year-old boys attractive, even when I turned 21, I'm not going to find 21-year-old boys attractive other than their looks. My age limit, I'll be 35. So my age limit is at 25. Once I turn 35, 40, my age limit will be right at like 29, 30, because it's like the younger you try to go, the more they irritate you when it comes to dating. So when these men like these little 18-year-olds, because their backs are tighter, their bodies are tighter, I get it. You want something young, you want something new, you want something like a car. But some of those men are not going after their minds. They're going after what they could get. Matter of fact, look at R. Kelly. Married 15-year-old Leah at age 27. But yet, he was tried. But turn that around. What if a 27-year-old woman married a 15-year-old boy? Would you congratulate that, or you think that woman's sick? Me personally, I would think that woman's sick, because at 27, I was probably looking at 21, like I said, before I turned 30. I'm sorry. And I always say, anything that I cannot give liquor to legally, I'm going to jail for anyway. So if I can't give liquor to you legally, I'm going to jail. I don't want you. But you have a lot of cases where men are being punished harsher for their crimes than women are. Like I say, the only time you ever seen a woman really go to jail for messing with a little boy was Mary Kay Letourneau. All the other women that went to jail, it was this one woman, I think Deborah Farr from Florida, messing with a 13, 14-year-old boy when she was like in, I believe, her late 20s or somewhat. She was released from jail because she was too pretty. Now you have these black teachers messing around. First off, some of these little boys ain't gonna say nothing, but if they do, she's going to jail too. What I'm trying to say is, before you talk about gender this, gender that, please look at what would happen if it was a different gender. Sometimes I was joking around, I was like, you know what? They should have made me a boy because of my different views of dating and everything. But that's just jokes. I love being a woman. I love being a woman, even though I complain once a month, if you get my drift. And now I'm about to be an auntie. So I told myself I call it my niece nephew because the parents do not want to know the sex until the baby is born in October. So my niece nephew might be a Libra or might be a Scorpio, or if it's born early, it would still be a Libra. It would still be a Libra. His dad, my niece nephew dad, is my little brother, and he was the only one out of all my mom's kids that was born on time. I was born 2 weeks late because I just want to kick it in water a little bit longer. I don't know, but if my niece nephew turned out to be a niece, I would teach her, hold yourself down, be independent. 8 out of 10 of these boys do not want the best for you. And if that 1 out of 2 boys want the best for you, you lock them down, you love them. Because why? Auntie has been there. Auntie only had to, at this time, if my little niece nephew see this as it grows older, if they delete my Facebook, if they keep my YouTube channel when it grows up, Auntie has been there. Auntie has been through different relationships, whatnot, with guys. Now, if my niece nephew turned out to be a nephew, I would teach him about these females. Some females ain't crap, and Auntie been good, Auntie been bad at one point. Auntie is Auntie, but he's gonna have a good auntie gonna let him know not to be tripping and don't be falling off these females. Cause some females, just like how men play with women's heart, women play with men's heart too. So when you talk about gender replay in general, before you talk about equality, put it in another gender's shoes. Before you talk about oh, ouch. And I'm so tired of this term sexual harassment. Because you could look at somebody, if they want you out of a job, they say sexual harassment. So what if these boys start saying sexual harassment for us looking at their sweatpants? What if these boys start saying sexual harassment if you just walk up and touch their dick? Like, it was this one tape when they did an experiment of a girl touching dude's dick, just walking up to strange men. And a lot of guys were liking it. But I guarantee you, if that was a man, a lot of women would not like them touching on their boxes like that. So, what if... And then some dudes, they even take loving from an ugly girl just to say they got some loving. But what if that became a standard? Just like how we trip off of men money, these men are starting to trip off of women money now. So, like I said, too many double standards, too many contradictions behind double standards, and breakup, right? We need to stop that. So, I close this episode with saying what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for life, thankful for family, definitely thankful for God, thankful for having a roof on my head. Like, one thankful moment, I was looking at this dress like 2.5 weeks ago, right? So I thought for sure this dresser was going to be gone because it's very nice. It's very sturdy and it's old school. And I like old school stuff better when it comes to furniture because they have it's more durable. I had an interview, I think, Tuesday. Something told me to go to that particular thrift store. Lo and behold, that dresser was still there. And it has a nightstand. Instead of paying $50 for both, I paid $30 for both. So I'm very thankful for that because I got it still. So I'm going to close this episode saying, before you talk about gender, please think of it from another point of view. I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for everything. So if you have a job, raise a red cup. If you're paying your bills, raise a red cup. You got some stuff for your name, baby. Raise a red cup. And if you're thankful for God, definitely raise a red cup. And this will be on YouTube probably this weekend if you didn't watch it. If you don't want to watch it, oh well, let me be great. Because this is now under Lavonne Enterprises. I just got my business name today. So I thank God for that. So bye-bye. See y'all later. And praise God. Deuces.